Hi everyone, my name is Mohammed Sufyan, and in this quick video we are going to talk about uh, SQL Server database stretch. Now, this feature I've been testing it for some time now from the CTP release 2.1. This is the CTP release 2.4 in which SQL Server team has changed the whole design and the way StretchDB was working in CTP 2.1. Now I will show you how basically you will configure the SQL Server Azure with StretchDB, or you can expand your database to Azure database, which is basically the concept of a StretchDB is. Now, in this video, I will just walk you through how to configure it, and you can read more about the business scenarios where you can use it, how it will benefit your organization or your database or your applications. So let me quickly do this. So just before you start doing this, so on an instance level we have to enable remote data archive. So let me quickly do it. And now we have changed and enabled it. So now just refresh the instance, right click on the database which we are gonna enable it for a stretch, go to task, stretch, and say enable. Now you will get a pop-up which will help you and say that I'm gonna stretch your on-premises database to the cloud Azure. Now just click next. You will get a list of all the table in your database and a number of rows within the database and the size of them. Now I don't have any rows, but the size you see is 2968 KB because I have been testing this table for multiple times, so the index keep growing and I haven't updated the index, so it might be a wrong value, but just ignore it now. Now let's click on the table and just click next. Now it will do a couple of validations in which it will say whether this particular instance is enabled for a stretch or not, has been configured or not. It will create a master key which will get encrypted by the password which I will provide later on, and the number and the table which I have selected, is it compatible on Azure database or not. Now the same way it will do a couple more checks on columns and tables, constraints, and other things which are supported or not supported on Azure database. Now the next. Now the window will ask you basically a login for your subscription. So because I have already provided it, so it exactly quickly gave me my subscription ID and everything. And in this you will see that you've got two options, whether to create a new server or your existing one. Now you have to be careful where you have to choose your location depending upon the purpose of your stretch or location of your stretch. So for testing purpose I just choose Southeast Asia here, and because I have the RDBA remote data on Azure, so I will choose the one which is existing. So let's quickly do this. Next, it will ask me this username for the SQL authentication. So just to make you clear that from on-premises to connect to the Azure database, you need a SQL Server authentication. So if you have your own machine on which you have installed SQL Server, or a virtual machine on the Azure cloud, then you can, if you have a virtual private network and you can connect from within your domain to do the authentication, then you can use it. But right now we have to use the SQL Server authentication. Now let me quickly give the account which I want to use and the password, and it will ask you whether you want to use give any range of IP addresses, or to make the configuration onto the Azure firewall. So I have given my local machine IP address already, so I'm able to connect it, if you can see on the left screen. Let me do the next now, so you will get a summary on this, what we are exactly going to do, and then you will say quickly say finish so that other things can take place. Let's say finish. So what it will do is it will go and check my this existing Azure SQL Server. It will do a database scope credential. In the previous screen I have shown you that I have given a SQL authentication account. It will go and modify the firewall rules, and then it will start creating the database onto the Azure cloud, SQL Server Azure. So if you refresh here, it will show you that you already created a database. Now it will take some time. So now you can see the database has been configured for stretch, and the table has been configured as stretch. Yeah, it will create a log file which will tell you what exactly has happened. So this is the summary of it. Just click close. Now you can what you can do is there are a couple of DMVs which we provided to tell you that which databases has been enabled for its stretch. So this is the DMV which you can use, and it will tell you that what this particular database on which I'm running the query is stretched to this particular database. Now this is the credential ID. So this is the table which will tell you all this information the same way which tables have been configured for stretch. So this is the table which has been configured for stretch. If you expand on the view, you will see the table, and this particular DMB tells you that how many tables or data has been moved from the on-premises to SQL Server Azure cloud. So let me quickly do an insert, so it will come at the last. So let me show you here. I will move it one. It takes some time to move. So let's see. So it just moved in. So one record has been moved in. So in the next video, I will cover some more interesting topics, or the inner details of StretchDB. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.